One person every hour, every day loses their sight. I'm one of those people. I've been there. I've felt it. What it. I know what it's like. Weird things go through my mind. Things that I never thought about before. I thought, what if I have children? I'm never going to get to see their faces. I'm never going to get to know what they look like. If I was ever to go on and get married, I'm not going to be able to see the bride walking down the aisle. Little things like that, which I never really thought of before, and probably sometimes it's what people take for granted. My name is Nathan Edge. I'm 21 years old from Mansfield in Nottinghamshire. Losing my sight, it's quite a complicated story really, but it began when I was just 5 years old. I woke up, um, my left knee was completely locked at a 90-degree angle. I had no movement in it whatsoever. I had a year of having treatment on the knee, which eventually helped loosen it. After an operation, the inflammation started to disappear, and the arthritis, which is what I was diagnosed with, started to clear. However, that inflammation from the back of my knee actually went to the back of my eyes. It's a very unusual condition to have, but at the age of 6, it left me with 20% vision in both my left and right eyes. And I was diagnosed with a condition called uveitis. I woke up on a Saturday morning. It was February 2014, and it was just gone. Woke up and completely pitch black. It was devastating. Although I was trying to prepare for that to happen, there was no. You can't prepare for it. I don't think. No matter what you do, you can't fully prepare for both the psychological effects as well as the physical effects. There was no getting ready for that, and it destroyed me, and it hurt my family and friends around me. When I went through the process to getting a guide dog, it was funny because even though I'd been visually impaired from a young age, I didn't know much about the charity, and I didn't know much about how a guide dog could really help somebody. It didn't make sense to me. I couldn't put two and two together, and and figure out how it could help. But when I got in touch with guide dogs, and they were telling me about how they are really life changing, I couldn't imagine it. I think I started to realise what a difference a guide dog could make to somebody's life, just by having the experience myself. Soon enough, my confidence was growing. I was able to get out there and not have to worry about relying on other people. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I didn't have to have that worry anymore. I could just go and do things as and when I wanted to, and just feel like I'm not a burden anymore. Um, but then you've got the other side of things as well as the opportunity to be independent and to be free. I've also got this dog who's a proper character, who's always there by my side, who's always going to give you a wonderful adventure on every sort of journey you go on. And like I say, I've got 101 stories of things we've done and things we've experienced, and you've just got to understand it. That's why the saying, "A dog is a man's best friend." I can tell you, it's so true, and that's the difference he's made once he's come into my life. I understood the process that guide dogs have to go through, and I realised how much hard work there is to giving somebody like myself the freedom to live their life independently. So I knew how much, when I found out, 50 grand for each dog throughout their lifetime, of being a working guide dog. When I realised it was that amount, that's a lot of money, and guide dogs receive no government funding for their services, and so I made the decision to become a guide dogs volunteer, and hopefully try and give back to the charity which has changed my life. So as a volunteer, I wanted first of all to start with fundraising, because I knew how much the charity needs the money. So I started by fundraising by doing challenges myself as an individual, but then leading on to organising events, which is just another interest of mine, and it's a journey that you can go on where you get to meet loads and loads of different people from all different areas, and you make new friends along that journey. So if I could kind of give a message to anybody out there watching this clip, is just to keep going. Things are going to get tough in life. It's always going to happen. But as long as you work hard enough and be open with yourself, be realistic at the same time, but be ambitious, then anything is achievable.